When you meet new people that are different from you, why can't you just say hi and be nice? Hi. How you doing? There's an ancient saying that I believe was actually a curse that says, "May you live in interesting times." I guess depending on your perspective, every generation can say that in one way or another they lived in interesting times. But I think a fairly good argument can be made to say that we are living in interesting times right now. Something's changed in the tone of the world. There's still a lot of good. There's so much good out there, and there's so many good people. There was a time in modern history when debate could be rancorous, but it was still civil. You could disagree vehemently with somebody, and yet still find a way to respect them. But I think I see now change to where the idea of civil discourse and rational debate seems to be waning. Disagreements over politics, culture, religion, everything now comes tinged with a judgmental disdain for the person you're debating against. It really is something we're seeing all over the world now. The question is this just a moment in time? Is this just the arc of history swinging in a different direction? I don't know the answer to that question. All I know is what I can observe. Putting aside the high-minded and philosophical stuff for a second, it really comes down to people. What I've had on my mind a lot lately is trying to figure out why people are so inclined to treat each other so badly right now. I want to be careful that I'm clear. I'm not painting a broad brush. I'm not saying that in general people suck now. As I said a few minutes ago, there's a lot of awesome people out there. I like to think that sometimes I'm one of them. I guess depending on who you talk to, we're just animals. We happen to be the smartest animals on the planet at the moment. Even if you want to go off into a different type of philosophical discussion and say, no, we're not animals, we were created. Well, even still, if that theory holds any truth, then on the grand time scale, we're just a bunch of infants running around screaming and stomping our feet on the ground. They're very contentious times right now. People are very quick to shout down or insult or attack those who may not think the same as them. I actually saw it online last night with an old dear friend from high school, someone my wife and I reconnected with a few years ago and hadn't seen since graduation. We don't talk an awful lot, but we run across each other online from time to time. I haven't actually spoken to her for a while, but online last night she was expressing some pretty significant frustration and concerns over what's going on in our country this week. Now, mind you, this person's always been very level-headed, and at a time when I was particularly active politically and I was very outspoken, this is an individual that would come and approach me with a dash of reason and concern that perhaps I'm rushing to judgment or being too cantankerous myself. Some of you who know me well know that there was a time I was fairly outspoken on political and social issues. So when I saw the tone and tenor of her writing, I reached out and offered some of the same advice and caution, hoping to remind her of times when she was the one that was offering me the advice. It really gave me a good look, though, at exactly how passionate people are right now about the things they're angry about and how quickly we can turn that anger and frustration on other people. Her response to my advice was actually a bit of a snapback at me, expressing sentiments such as, "Oh, you're judging me, and how dare you assume that I?" That was a very eye-opening moment for me. Despite whatever political discourse we may have had over the past several years, it never reached a point where there was an individual statement accusing one another in that way. I don't hold it against it. I don't bear any grudge. I understand why there's such passionate debate and discourse going on. What's happening in the world is important. People's lives are affected. That, of course, is describing an interaction of one individual I know who is typically level-headed and willing to compromise and look at both sides of the issue. What I really can't figure out is how so many people have reached a point that they want those they disagree with to be stomped into the ground, literally and figuratively. It doesn't necessarily help when you've got figures that have access to things like microphones and radios and television cameras that want to stir that angst for the sake of profit and ratings. Very early on a Saturday morning today, driving into work trying to find something to listen to on the radio, I landed on a couple of old guys doing a home improvement show. Yet as they come back from their commercial break, they're not talking about water heaters and ductwork and landscaping. They're talking about political protests. And I don't know if this is staged or arranged or scripted in any way. I'm listening to one guy very sarcastically attacking the side he doesn't agree with. The other guy making a token effort at playing the middle and being conciliatory. Where I finally had to turn off the radio in disgust was when the rancorous one quipped that what you need is a good Gatling gun to take care of that protest. Sorry, but what? You think that you're saying that in jest? Why can't you go out in the world and find something positive to talk about? When you meet new people that are different from you, why can't you just say hi and be nice? Hi. How you doing? See you later, pal. Well, he's got a collar, so obviously he lives around here somewhere. He's pretty comfortable with the territory. Apparently he's going to follow me now. I guess the point of all this is I just don't understand how we've reached such a level that we have to make it about destroying each other. Why we have to automatically take a position that people suck. Because here's what I believe. I believe people don't suck. I believe that deep down inside, people are good. Not all people, mind you. There's some grade A jerks out there. Don't actually care about anyone or anything but themselves. They exist. But I feel like the rest of everyone else is getting caught up in the anger. It really doesn't serve any purpose or help anybody. Not really sure if I know exactly what the purpose of this video was, other than to give myself an opportunity to think out loud and maybe get your perspective and your thoughts on what I'm seeing. And is there a bigger cause for concern right now? Or do we think that as a society, as a world, we can come back from this brink and begin to treat each other with a dose of respect? Maybe there is some hope. And what are the chances that a random cat's gonna walk up to a complete stranger in the middle of a park and say hello? Does that portend better things to come? I hope so. This was a pretty high-minded, philosophical kind of talk. So I hope that I made some kind of sense, and I hope that maybe you'll share your perspective and let me know what you think. I follow a particular vlogger named Colin Bloodworth, and I'm going to put his channel link down in the description. One of the things I like most about Colin is he ends every vlog with what on the surface seems like a pretty simple statement, but in actuality is an amazing call for the type of society that I'm hoping we can get back to being again. Colin ends every video by saying, "Find someone you love and tell them you love them." I'll echo Colin's sentiment, and I'll challenge you to find someone you don't know, or someone that you disagree with. Say something nice to them. Wish them a good day. You never know. That one positive word from someone they consider an adversary or someone they don't know might just change their day for the better. I hope I didn't bore you to tears with this one, but I really am interested to see what you think. I hope you got something out of this video, or maybe you just enjoyed the scenery around me. But either way, I really want to thank you for coming along on this one today. This is good content, and this is something you want to see more of. Please hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe and come along. Take a look. It's not all serious stuff. I have fun sometimes, silly things, and be a little bit of a clown. But I think if you stick around, you might just find something you like. If you're already subscribed to the channel, please hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so you get the notifications when the videos come out. Once again, I'm all out of time and I got to get myself back to work, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the road.